Zidane? Zidane? Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Nerd Chat here on Electro Ninja's Lab. We're talking about Skandar, which, big surprise, it's coming out in, like, 3 days as of the recording of this video. Or, no, well, 3 days as of the release of this video. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. Are you ready, Jack?
I mean, you could say that.
Have you finished Skandar 2 yet? Or
I haven't even started Skandar 2
oh,
yet.
bruh, you need to get on that. It's really good. I have to say I love they she added so much to the story and to the world in Skandar 2, and I'm just like, so what is going to be happening in Skandar 3? It's exciting to say the least. Um so yeah, they added she added true songs, which are basically these special songs that when bards are basically they have one true song in their lifetime, and it will whatever they sing in it is always true. It could be something that is in the future, it could be something that's in the past, it could be something that's currently happening, and it's really interesting. And there's two major true songs in the book. Um, the first one is basically right at the beginning of the book, and it's important throughout the entire thing. Um, and then the second one is done by what's his name? The 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 one the his blacksmith friend. I'm forgetting what his name is right now. Um, the guy who made uh Scoundrel's armor and saddle.
I don't remember.
Okay, it's been a while since you've read the books, and I've been listening to a lot of books lately, so yeah.
Yeah.
Um, the one who's gonna be Mitchell's boyfriend. So that's gonna be fun. Or at least it's heavily hinting that that's gonna be the case. They also they added like these secret swappers. Basically, you bring in some very very important secret to these people, and they will and then they will hold on to that secret until somebody else wants it. As long as it's but they will only trade it for a certain number of words.
Hmm.
So like if you give one that is like a long worded well, you have to make sure that that you don't like give them too many excessive words. But if you give
Mm-hmm.
them a really good secret that has a good number of words, they'll give you a secret in return that has about the same amount of words.
Interesting.
So it's very interesting. Like I said, you need to read Skandar too. Also, Kenna is gonna gets a unicorn in at the end. So
Hmm.
I'm not gonna go beyond that, but that is the second unicorn in the back of the at the end in the back there for the second book.
Interesting.
So yeah, if you look closely, you're like, oh, okay. But yeah, um, needless to say, I'm excited to see what they're going to be doing. Um, I think from what I understand, it's basically their training for the Chaos Cup is basically what the Chaos Trials are. Um,
Yeah.
so so that's going to be a lot of fun. Obviously, the thing that I'm really excited about as this is that we really only have 3 books total left. We have obviously we have Chaos Trials, which is coming out on Wednesday, and then we have 4 and 5, which I think we can pretty much guarantee what the element is going to be for both of those at this point in time, because I feel like Spirit has to be the last one. it makes very little sense for any of the for Earth to or yeah, is it? Yeah, it's Earth. That would be the last one.
Mm.
Um, because obviously the first book was fire, the second book was water, this book is going to be air, and then Earth because the last one has to be spirit. So yeah, needless to say, that's going to be a lot of fun. But I'm also not certain exactly what they're going to do with this. I think that there's going to be a lot of conflict between Skandar and Kenna because of Kenna's unicorn and the fact that Skandar was really freaking close to giving her back her regular unicorn. And then
Yeah.
so and things are just not going great at this point in time. But yeah. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot with I don't want to give you too many spoilers about Skandar 3 because it's really some of what happens is just like the fuck. And then one of the things that I looked back one of the reasons why I reread the first book after I read the second book is because of the fact that after reading Skandar 2, going back to Skandar 1, you're like, "Oh, they hinted at so many of these things in the first book." Like they give the description of the big tree, and if you later on as you, when they reveal, hey, the trees on the island are connected to the different to what unicorns were buried under there, you start to realize that this massive tree, which has the elements, has all 5 elements in there. Clearly, there's something special going on with that. So yeah, um,
Hmm.
and yeah, I don't know. I needless to say, I'm excited to see what they're going to change, what they're going to what new things they're going to be sharing with us, because I would say of the two books that are currently out, Skandar 2 developed the world a bit more,
Yeah.
and I'm curious to see how much more they're going to develop because I feel like they're going to be doing more with the magic system with Chaos Trials, because obviously Skandar was able to train in the open with the spirit element in the second book. Um, so, but he still hasn't like fully mastered it. So I'm wondering if that's going to be something that he's going to be doing a lot more of in Chaos Trials, as well as I think that he. I'm not certain how they're going to handle Kenna, because uh, yeah, Kenna has a wild unicorn at this point in time.
Right.
It's pretty obvious because of the cover. So I'm wondering, are they going to have said wild unicorn? Is it going to cause conflict with them? Is there going to be conflict with her destined unicorn because the destined unicorn has been around since the beginning of the books? It's the Doppelgray, by the way, that kept showing up in the first book. And do you remember that one?
Oh. Oh, because it smelled Skandar and he smells like Kenna.
Exactly. So
That makes sense.
yeah, it's really interesting once you find out that that's the case. And Skandar, when he finds out that he can mend bonds, his immediate thought is that it's the Doppelgray because the Doppelgray kept coming to him.
Yeah.
And then when he finally starts having a mending dream, he's like, it gets confirmed, and it's kind of fun. I have to say, I love that the characters are smart, and even though these guys are supposed to be kids, they're very quickly able to figure out certain things that are supposed to be mysteries. Um, like obviously since we're older and we've clearly read through a lot of mysteries, we obviously will often figure things out before the characters do, but the characters quickly find them out pretty quickly. Like obviously, um Mitchell. The best example is Mitchell figuring out that it's Skandar's mom really quickly in the first book. That's the Weaver.
Yeah.
So, and then in this book, Skandar immediately realizing, oh, the dapple gray is Kenna's destined unicorn. So, yeah.
All that means to me is they're all neurodivergent because I get mad at people for not doing that shit.
Fair. Which honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they are. Because they clearly have those hints at these things happening. Another thing that I'm kind of curious about. I'm curious what you have to say, because one of the things that we said about the first book is that we were kind of glad that they didn't go too in depth with relationships and stuff with the first book.
Yeah.
I do have to say they do start to hint at certain things in the third book. To me, it feels like both of the Bobby, I think, might be Ace, but I'm not 100. But at the same time, I kind of feel like she might have a slight crush on Skandar, but it also feels like Flo has has a crush on Skandar, and Skandar's just dumb and doesn't realize it. So
That checks out, honestly.
yeah, obviously Mitchell and I keep forgetting what his name is. They're practically dating, in the second book. You don't. I don't think that Skandar realizes it, and since it's through Skandar, most of this is through Skandar's eyes. You don't quite pick up. So you don't see everything, but they're like constantly talking to each other, especially about true songs. And Mitchell has like a whole. He has a whole discussion with his father about how he believes in true songs now, which he did not before. So,
Interesting.
and how and how that kind of drives a rift between the two of them. Of course, Mitchell's father has
Between him and
always
his
been,
father?
huh?
Between him and his father, it does?
Yeah. I mean, Mitchell's father was kind of a dick to begin with, so
That's right. That's right.
yeah. Also, there's a big rift that forms between Flo and her, and not her father. Her father's fine. Flo and the other silver unicorns. Basically, the silver unicorns are killing wild unicorns, and they want Flo to do the same. And I'm intrigued to see they dealt with that in the second book, but I'm curious if that's still going to be that's going to be a point of contention between the silver unicorns and the rest of the riders at this point in time. Especially I really do think that the main point of contention for this book is going to be between Kenna having a wild unicorn, being bonded to a wild unicorn, and literally everyone else, because they are terrified, and there are some serious the true song is clearly talking about her and how she's going to be kind of she could be a bad guy in the future. So
yeah.
Oh, one sec. I'm gonna go grab the copy, because I want to read the true song right quick. I'll be right back.
Fine, I'll grab mine too.
Okay. All right. Let's. What did you say?
I said I went and got mine too.
Okay, fair. All right. Let's see here. Chapter 2, and that is just page 20. Okay. Here we go. This island belongs to the immortals, so it's been since the hatching of time. The immortals belong to this island, so I warn of a terrible crime. Take the life of one dying forever, and the island shall have its revenge. Spill the blood of the element's ally, and all 5 shall be used to avenge. There's only one hope for us mortals, to atone for immortals' death. Win the fight for the first rider's last gift, taking form at the queen's final breath. Only then will the thunderbolts silence, only then will the earthquakes be stilled, only then will the floodwaters shallow, and the flames of wildfires be chilled. Yet another force grows on this island, true successor of spirit's dark friend. And the storm it will bring when it rises will see all we know brought to an end. This island belongs to the immortals, so it's been since the Erie's first chime. The immortals belong to this island, so leave them to live for all time.
Oh.
Yeah. So, the point that so the main thing that is that is dealt with in the second book is basically the first 4 verses. The thing that I feel is going to be delved into way more deeply in Skandar 3 is yet another force grows on this island, true successor of spirit's dark friend. And the storm when it rises, will see all we know brought to an end. I think the main reason I say that is because, firstly, Kenna is the she is the firstborn of the Weaver, so she's the true successor, and obviously their mother is Spirit's dark friend. So, needless to say, I think that's gonna. I think that will be like. So a good amount of that is discussed in this book, in Skandar 2, because of the fact that it basically goes back to Kenna every now and again. If you look onto the chapters, here we go. So, yeah. So the first after the prologue is Kenna, the knock at the door. After chapter 3 is Kenna, the girl with the secret. After so yeah, basically, not so no, it's not every 3 chapters. Am I wrong? So after chapter 6, it's or chapter 7. Sorry, it is the Silvers of the Sea. After chapter 11, Kenna, the Flame-Eyed Man, and then after chapter 14, Kenna, the Eye of the Storm. After chapter 17, Kenna, the Summer Solstice. And then after chapter 19 is the Cry in the Dark. And basically a lot of that is like showing that Kenna is gonna be doing some stuff. And granted, a lot of this is most of these chapters about Kenna take place before the majority of the book. I think about I think it's about halfway through the book that she halfway through the book that she leaves to go to the island, and I'm not certain exactly where that is. I think that might be the Eye of the Storm, which that is after so she's on the island before that, but and you can kind of get hints at that, but yeah. But yeah, needless to say, so that's the main true song that we just talked about. And then just freaking, I want to make sure that I get the freaking name now that I'm. Bobby Mitchell. Who am I forgetting? Jamie. That's who I'm trying to think of. Jamie and Mitchell are together. That's Jamie's the one who has the second. Well, technically, there's a lot of true songs throughout the book, but they don't really give too many details on them. But Jamie has one at the near the end of the book, and it basically leads them straight to where that is what leads them to finding the Phantom Rider, and the Unicorn Queen's the Wild Unicorn Queen's tomb, which is under the big tree that has every single element.
Fascinating.
Yeah. But yeah. Man, maybe I should reread all of the books again. I think I'm gonna wait to reread Skandar. I'm gonna reread Skandar 1 and 2 after I read Skandar 3. I think. So basically, my plan at this point is finish up with Fireborn 3, which is what I'm currently reading. Hopefully before Skandar 3 comes out. Then I'm gonna read Skandar. I'm gonna read Skandar 3, and then I'm gonna reread the first two books, because I feel like there's gonna be a lot of things. She's been really good at hinting at things early on, such as, I think in the first book there's like some there are things about like the about the bards and stuff, but they don't like. It's kind of hinted that there might be that there was somebody singing about basically doing a true song during the first book, and you don't quite realize it until you've read Skandar 2, and then you're like, oh, that was a true song, because they I don't remember their exact wording, but it's just like something along the lines of what was currently happening in the book, and yeah, it was fun. I don't know. I'm excited to see what else they're gonna do, and I'm hoping that they're more. They pay more attention to true songs as in the third book, because they've seen now in the second book that true songs are really important. And pretty much everyone knows that they are important at this point in time. So so anytime that somebody is gonna do a true song, even though Jamie will not be doing a true song anytime soon again. So, yeah. Although I kind of wish that Jamie hadn't done a true song yet, because I feel like it would have been more important to see a true song later on in his time. But
yeah,
I don't know. Let me see if they. Yeah, I don't think that the biggest problem with Jamie's true song is that they don't catch most of it. They get a few details, and unfortunately they don't get all of them. So I kind of wish that they were able to write it all down, but yeah.
And it only ever gets sung once in their life.
Yeah. So maybe at some point we will hear the rest of it. Maybe like somebody was paying more notice to it and was paying very close attention to it. Okay.
That would be good.
Yeah. So
I don't want to go to Blueberry Academy yet.
Let's see.
No.
So
sorry, I went to the entrance hall and it automatically gave me the scene with Cyrano, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. So they're. Yeah. So they don't. So yeah, they don't catch too much. Basically, they just catch the last part, and it says, "Where ancient mirrors lament sinking ships," and the end of the song, "Where Spirit's swan song was snuffed to silence, all five must follow his first steps and last steps. The last must fight on, but mean no violence, and pay the queen their last respects." So, yeah, it like I said, they didn't catch much of it, and it's just like I want to know more of it because I'm curious if they had gotten all of it, if that would have been if it would have just been more details about like what needs to happen in the at the end there, as they basically get through the trials that the Phantom Rider has set for them, or if it would be just something completely different. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I'm also wondering if they're going to do if they're going to get a friend, if there's going to be a new friend for them who's going to be a water, someone who's connected to the water. Because currently that's Kenna. She since she can since she has all 5 elements. So I'm wondering if she's going to be if what they're going to do with that, but I don't know. I'm also thinking that the water area might have the most issues moving forward.
This is also probably true.
Yeah. Basically, in order to save the island, they had to use the scepter, this special scepter from the Phantom Rider, and what they had to do was each of them had to put their they had to use their element to basically to make the staff work, but they needed a water person, and then Kenna shows up, and since she's she's connected to all 5, she was able to do that, and it's kind of creepy. So, yeah, it's needless to say, it's gonna be fun. I don't really know what else to say about it because I don't want to theorize too much because at this point in time, I don't know what they're going to do, except that I feel like they're going to do more with Kenna becoming the bad guy. And I'm
okay with that, though.
Huh?
I'm okay with that, though.
That Kenna becoming the bad guy?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, I think that she makes sense because she's bitter. She's been upset since the beginning that she didn't get a unicorn. And despite the fact despite the fact that Skandar is willing to mend her relationship, to cut off the wild unicorn and mend her with her destined unicorn, the Dapple Gray. But Kenna doesn't want to let go of the one that she is currently bonded to, the wild unicorn. So there's that. So there's all of these issues, and the other unicorns are just kind of uncertain of Kenna's current unicorn because it's wild, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's a weaving thing. So I don't know. I'm hoping that the we'll get to see we should get to see more as the story continues. I would really like to see more of Skandar mending, though. I want to
that would be cool.
Yeah. Which I guess I didn't really mention that very much, but basically menders, which Skandar is, can basically reconnect unicorns to their destined riders, whoever they might be. So I'm wondering if maybe one of the things that he might start doing is mending unicorn bonds on the island.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Like, all of the spirit wielders that were supposed to get unicorns on the island, that were born on the island, they will be able to get their spirit unicorns.
That would be awesome.
It really would be. And maybe he's just gonna start having these dreams, because he's just like, maybe he's stressing over things, and then so he goes to sleep next to Scoundrel, not really thinking too much about it, and then he has a mending dream, and then he mends the wild. He starts accidentally mending the unicorns with their destined riders, and then those unicorns then go to their destined riders, and it's just like, what the fuck?
That sounds pretty awesome.
It would be so cool if they actually do that. I don't think that they're going to do that, because then he's gonna be in so much trouble. But at the same time, he keeps getting into trouble anyways. So I don't know.
I mean, you might as well at that point.
Yeah, exactly. And if he's specifically focusing on on just the people who are currently on the island and not worrying about people who are off the island, then it's gonna be it would be much safer and stuff like that. I'm also kind of wondering if the wild unicorn that Kenna got, if he's gonna end up accidentally mending the bond with that unicorn to its destined rider, and then she's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I don't know. I'm not certain exactly how they're going to be doing that. And then obviously his aunt. I want her to be. I love her energy. I just do.
Agatha.
Yeah. Like
Agreed.
She's such a great character, and I want to see more of her and the bond that she and Skandar form. I also want to see her trying to help Kenna out as well, and showing her that, hey, you don't have to worry, I'm here, I can help you, and Kenna just being like, no, fine, blah blah blah, blah. Or some I don't know. It would be fun, but yeah, I can't think of too much more. I'm kind of debating doing a I don't know. I want to do something as Skandar comes out, but at the same time I don't want to do too much. I'm kind of what I'm kind of wondering of doing is maybe doing a read along where basically maybe you, me, and Joker will just get together and we'll just talk about like, hey, here's what we have read so far in the book, and get through it as quickly, and then discuss, okay, here's what we think about this chapter so far. I don't know, that would be fun to me, but
what you are describing is a book club.
Kind of, but like recording it and then sharing it with the internet. But also we can't actually sit down and read the book from the beginning, and we would basically have to read it separately to a certain point, and then discuss it, and then only discuss it. Don't like read the book out in its entirety to people, because then we're gonna get in trouble with copyright and stuff.
Right. Yes.
So
a book club.
Kind of a book club, but at the same time slightly different. I don't know.
No, it's a digital book club is what it is. That's exactly what you do at a book club, is you read part of a book, and then you come together and discuss it.
The thing about book clubs, though, is that they'll often, like, sit down, many of them, anyways, will actually read the book there.
That has never happened at any book club I have ever been to in my entire life.
Really? That's like,
really.
That's like the majority I've been to, and it's like, why is this happening?
Yeah, I've never, ever, ever in my entire life seen that in a book club.
Weird. That's like the majority of what I've seen. I don't know. Maybe it's just because of the fact that my dyslexic brain decided to be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it'll be fun. Digital book club, sure. We'll call it that or something. We'll see exactly how things go out with that. I don't. Maybe it will just be like at Nerd Chat we'll discuss how far we've gotten in the book, but we'll have to wait and see exactly how we decide to do it.
Yeah.
Anyways, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this Nerd Chat. I've been Electro Ninja. He's been Jack. Joker didn't show up, and we will see you guys next time. But on.
Yeah.